Hello everyone, welcome. It's 9:45. I'm coughing. I have 3 drinks with me. Oh shit, what's it called? De Cantina or something? Someone you know I keep spilling stuff. Someone recommended me a thermos with a lid in the comments. I can't remember who you are. Anyway, I bought it. It was like £7 on Amazon or something. And it's good, except I got the problem now that, you know, if I put coffee in it, it's scalding hot and too hot. So then I need to, like, have the lid off. And then while the lid is off, you know, to let it cool a bit. And then while the lid is off, I, you know, inevitably then are going to spill it in the middle. It'll be good for cold drinks, though. Anyway, hello, everyone. So, a bit of a weird one. We've just done the Elite Spec beta. We did a roundup on our opinions, thoughts, feelings on it. I promised myself I wouldn't do another Q&A, even though there were a lot of really, really great comments. So I just threw, you know, the little heart thing, the YouTube heart on people. There you go. That's an adequate response, right? Of course it's not, but hey. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to do more Guild Wars content for a little while. I'm looking back at Oblivion. And then suddenly, something really weird happened today. I hear there's big news. I don't really know what it is. So I'm here late at night, winging it, about to do a video on it. So I'm gonna port this to being a full YouTube video. So I'll do like an intro again in a second. But that's basically what this is. I don't know how long I'm gonna be talking for. But you'll see it says bonus event fractal incursion on the top right. And yeah. I was going to start a little bit earlier. As you just saw, I was in Mount Burial there. We are currently giving it a shot. That was our 3rd meet. And we've been doing Decima, you know, CM. And we just had a 1% wipe. It ends in quite a cool way. It's basically a DPS race where all the mechanics start firing. And yeah, we were on the last % of health, and she went invulnerable, and we wiped. So then basically we said, oh, we can try and... I love, by the way, the lighting and shit here. This area of LA is so good and so nostalgic. The way that the waypoint is in the light, the color and shit back there. Yeah, so we had a 1% wipe, so we did a couple of extra pulls, but they didn't really go anywhere. The stars didn't really align. Anyway, yeah, I've been playing Spellbreaker, which is surprisingly good in that fight. There's quite a heavy break bar that you've got to slam at one point. And a defense hammer Spellbreaker has got so much for it. You know, you've got Mace 5, you've got Dagger 3, you've got Earthshaker, you've got Staggering Blow, you've got Backbreaker, you've got Bull's Charge. You've got Full Counter as well, which is really easy to proc. There's a lot of fucking break bar on this, like so much. So it's really handy for that, but also... there's a mechanic that kind of nukes the group, and because you're a warrior, you survive because you have heavy armor and high vitality, and then you can just war banner and get a bunch of other people up. So it's been fun. You know, it's not the best damage. I'm basically 1,000 or 2,000 damage below 2 of the other players in the group, but it's all right. You know, so they'll be on like 38 to 40. I'll be on like 36 to 38 or whatever. I don't know. It depends how far you are in the fight. This last pull we did, I was on 35 apparently. But fairly consistent. Anyway, so yeah, so that went on, and so here I am. I don't know what this news is. I really don't. Shall we just jump into it? Let's have a look. Let's see what people are saying in chat. Oh, speaking of the raiding group, there's someone we're playing with here. Man, you just played that last phase shit so careful. You should have gone balls. Yeah, well, look, we'll get it next time. It's quite a cool phase. It's maybe a bit cliche or tropey. A lot of raid bosses across different games do that, you know, where they just go crazy at the end and lots of damage. But it's fun, man. So I'm all for it. I thought it was pretty good. Her Big Bang, or is this a CM only skill? Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm a bit disappointed in Decima CM. In normal mode, you get the green arrow mechanic, and then there's a wind. There's a wind mechanic that slides everyone, so you'll have to stack to the side of the arrow so that the wind blows you onto it, right? And it was cool. When we progged that when it first came out, I loved that wind thing, and I was really excited to see what they would do in the CM. And they actually took the wind out on the CM. It's not even there anymore. Which I think's such a shame. Like, I don't know. That was like one of the coolest elements of the whole fight. And it feels like a totally different fight in some ways. So yeah. Something about a spear being 300 gold. Tormented weapon skins. Damn, 1%. Now you feel bad about your joke about the raid not going well. No, it was fun. I'm not in any rush with it, necessarily. 3 sessions and beating a boss, I think, is quite fine. The real trick is going to the LM. But the thing is, I don't have any more achievements to do outside of World vs. World in the game, except this raid wing stuff. So, you know, I'll sit there and do it. I don't mind. Yeah, exactly. Lots of AP for me to get, Banjo. Absolutely, 100%. Emily with the 20 euros. Thank you. Wow. Got my finances in order, so I'm back on the Patreon. Oh my god, that's amazing. Thank you. But also here, because these you shout out. Oh, I see. I get what you mean. Yeah, you do get more credit here. Thank you. Oh my god, that's amazing. Look, anyone who goes to Patreon, please do consider it, guys. It's sort of like shoveling snow while it's still snowing. You know, there's always people trickling out, and it's very handy when... Well, it's not handy. It's life-changingly good if people trickle in. There's a link to my Patreon in the description. Thank you. Thanks so much for that. That's awesome. So, CM is easier than normal mode? Well, see, that's the thing. When we did normal mode, I'm pretty fucking sure you needed 5 players in the Green Arrow. And I think that they nerfed it. So, like, our raid leader just now said you only need 2 in normal mode. I'm pretty sure that's a patch that Arenanet did. When I progged normal mode, you needed all 5 in the Green Arrow. And yeah, you had to like estimate how far the wind would blow you. It's a lot of FF mechanics do that, you know, where what's that Shadowbringers dungeon where you're in the Fairyland castle? And anyway, one of the bosses in that dungeon, you're on like a green grassy thing. It's like a tile grass, like a 3x3 grid. And there's seeds, and you're going to get blown, and you need to make sure when you get blown, you land on the safe spot after being blown. I mean, they do that a lot in FF. That's what Decima normal mode is, and it was cool. I'm really curious why they just ripped that mechanic out. Stab was fine for the wind push. Oh, did stability stop you getting pushed by the wind? Okay, Mario says it's 3 in normal mode for the arrow now. Dong Meg, yeah, there you go. Wow, the fucking FF nerds just know the answers immediately. Yeah, so there you go. Anyway, it was like that. But in Guild Wars, which is novel and fun and different. Anywhere the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. I will spare your ears. I'm not going to sing that. Back then, we had to hike Mount Barrier in a snowstorm, uphill both ways. I remember Decima is the only fight I liked in that entire wing, by the way. Decima was the only good one, the only structured one, the only one with fun mechanics. Greer was just insane crapshoot of Condi spam and just corrupts and everything. And I'm very curious how that's going to go in CM. And Ura was like a complete nothing burger. Ura in normal mode was one of my most disappointed raid experiences I've ever had in this game. I think the raids are usually really good. Great cinematics, great dialogue, great boss designs, fun, you know... tuning may have been a problem in a lot of them, but the actual, you could tell there was quality there. Ura was just, oh god. So I don't know how the LM's going to go on that. Alright, okay, shall we get into the update? Yeah, sorry. Sorry, guys. Our Penguin says you've been playing a lot of 14 in the past 4 months. Yeah, I got an email saying the house that I got. If you watched my last 14 series at the end of last year, we got a house in a lottery. I got lucky and everything, and I've lost it now because I let my sub drop. But I'm not going to pay a sub for. I don't have the money to pay a sub for a game that I'm not playing all year. You know, in a game like Fallout 76, you're at least building gems or whatever. Not gems, atoms. But you don't really get... Kerry pointed this out the other day, and she's so right. You don't really get any compensation for that, keeping an FF14 sub. I think there's like a really minor loyalty bonus, but it's pretty shit. You think the Wind Djinn CM in Wing 7 was your biggest disappointment? Oh, honestly, Ura normal mode was so much lamer than that. Ura just in general was kind of lame because, you know, the excitement and the expectation with Ura in the story was that she was the big titan, the progenitor of the progenitors, you know, and then just ended up like a normal thing. You low-key thought I was playing Guild Wars 1 with this character style? I know, right? The cape. It is good. But there's a lot more boob physics and jiggle on this. You can't really see it very clearly than they ever had in Guild Wars 1. And that is the fundamental difference. They got to badly update the veteran rewards in 14? Yeah. The lottery system is bad. I mean, I had fun when I won the lottery. Does that count? I did nothing in that house, really. To be honest, homes in Cactar right now are a dime a dozen. It's pretty easy to get one now. Oh, all right. Well, there you go. That's good. We're not missing out. Okay. Guys, I don't know where we're going with this. Oh, hold on. I need to actually screenshot the article. Hold on. So I couldn't help but see some spoilers with regard to this. I'm saying things that I should say in a second. It's alright. You guys probably can't see this, but I'm relentlessly snapshotting my screen, throwing files into a folder. Yeah, basically I was watching, I was rewatching for the first time Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Oh shit, there's a trailer, there's a full-blown trailer. Oh, I'm going to have to download this. Okay, hold on. Oh, this is the most unprofessional thing I've ever done. It's definitely not true. 1 second. I'm opening a tool at the moment called Stasher. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. But it is the best solution I have found that actually will help you download things off of YouTube reliably. A lot of other tools just don't work, and it's a real shame. So here I'm downloading the trailer. Oh god, what if it's at 4K? I bet it is coming in at 4K. We had problems with playback before that. I'm sure it'll be alright. Okay, let's see here. Sorry guys, but I will literally be about 60 seconds. Selecting the file now within OBS. Let's just check this real quick before we get to the YouTube bit. Yeah, that's a trailer. That's a thing. I'm not going to watch it yet. Spoilers, but that is a thing. Oh, I can see one of the headers is something I absolutely don't give a shit about. It's about push. Ooh, push. Amazing. I'm such a Debbie, man, about push. Sorry, but I'm not convinced. Okay. Right, now let's just check all these screenshots work here. Oh, that's obviously not the right one. Oh, guys. Do you know what this is? Who knows what this is? Looking at this on screen right now. This, I didn't hear this announcement. It's funny because someone in Discord said they didn't expect me to be a player of this game, but I fucking love this game. Honestly, I've talked about this on many videos. Well, okay, maybe not many videos, but occasionally. This is one of the best designed games I've ever played in terms of like how it keeps adding new mechanics to you and keeps ramping. So good. This is Plants vs Zombies, right? So I first played Plants vs Zombies on like my old iPhone or something. I have it on my current Android and I've had it for years. I own it on Steam as well. The problem with it on Steam is it's a really shitty port. It doesn't have Steam achievements. The resolution is dog shit. So it's just like not that satisfying to play. But I've played it on Steam. I wonder what my Steam hours are on Plants vs Zombies. It might even be installed right now. I do love the game. I think the art style is incredible. If, you know, like I bought a tablet a few years ago, I would love to be able to draw in this art style. Do digital art, quick digital art. Like how they've done the sunflowers there with the slight gradient. And the ink, the black ink outlines. Oh, it's really, I love this art style. I seriously do. Fantastic game. Anyway, the Steam port is a bit shit. As far as I understand, they released the game on DS and they released the game on consoles, and it has a different feature base everywhere that they ported it to. So I don't know when this got announced. I've got no idea. But this is Plants vs. Zombies replanted. It's a remake of the original at 4K. Like, the assets are actually big now. It doesn't look, you know, it looks perfect. It just looks better. They've made it like a bush here. This is a bush. That used to be a road in the old games. I'm not sure I like that. But it's got like all the features from all the ports, all the editions of the game. It's a proper Steam release with Steam achievements. And there's new shit. If you look at the top, right? What do we have on the top left there? You've got, you know, this guy's got 250 sun. He's got a pea shooter and a sunflower. He's got cherry bombs there. He's got a chomper. But look, there's another player. There's a player too. And he's got like a butter zombie, a corn zombie. I don't know. And then he's got ice peas and stuff. I can't believe they say that there's co-op and there's versus. Oh my god, I wish listed the shit out of this. So sorry, that screenshot isn't meant to be on this. I think this next screenshot isn't either. Oh, I linked this to Kerry earlier as well. Expedition 33 is the ultimate litmus test for media literacy. And on the one guy, you've got both endings are complex and make compelling points. There is no objectively correct answer. And then you've got like the simpleton take of, no, just Renoir's ending is the good one, or whatever the fuck. Gustave, or whatever the names are, I can't remember. Which is something that was annoying Kerry once upon a time. Right, let's get rid of those, because they're not ready for the video. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I know you're excited to hear this news. I am too. I mean, how else am I going to milk the content and distinguish this stream from the video? How else? But yeah, Plants vs. Zombies replanted. Check it out. This is the GW2 we're in for, Garden Warfare. Oh, there, she's in chat there. There you go, Kerry. Yeah, GW2. I've always liked the idea of doing a GW2 Let's Play, and it's Garden Warfare 2. Thing is, people dunk on Plants vs. Zombies 2, which is a different game, but whatever, for its crazy microtransactions. But I've heard you can emulate it with a mod that rips all the microtransaction bullshit out, and you just get an excellent game at the end of that, which is amazing. A Renoir ending would probably be dope. Yeah, I can't even remember who is Renoir a character? One of their names begins with G. I don't know. I probably shouldn't spoil that game, because it is quite a story-focused game with some good twists. Is it spelled like that? O-I-R? It's not O-U-I-X or whatever? Anyway, okay. I'm doing the video. We're ready now. Oh. Ooh, what are these screenshots? Alright, there it is. Okay, I'll see you guys for the intro. Oh, okay, just to be clear, I'm not going to be looking at chat too much during this section because it's for the actual YouTube video. There will be an outro, and after that, I will be back. Like, it's going to go to a black screen for a second, but I will be back here live, and we'll have a lot of viewer interaction, lots of back and forth, and we'll chat about it. Okay, let's see what the hell is going on with Guild Wars today. Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. I'm pretty excited right now. I don't know exactly what this is, but out of nowhere, as a surprise update, and can I just tell you what a thrill it is to have a surprise update as far as Guild Wars is concerned, where it feels like, you know, you get your Living World releases, you get your festival releases, you get your balance patches, and outside of that, don't expect much, right? That's how it's felt for quite a few years. Apparently some story has just dropped in the game, and I'm not talking just a little bit of dialogue. Like, there's like playable story, as well as a huge announcement, a big feature, matchmaking, I guess? There's a blog post. It's like a big secret patch. I mean, what the hell's going on here? I guess the gap between the final Living World episode... Sorry, not Living World episode. The gap between the end of Janthia Wilds and the launch of the expansion is slightly longer than normal. But really, the fact they've squeezed like a big release in the middle, I got no idea. So on the top right here, it says bonus event Fractal Incursion. What I'm doing here is I'm reading this for the first time blind in this YouTube video. I'm going to give you guys my first impressions. And then I'll go away, play it, and we'll see what we've got. It's pretty exciting, and I don't remember the last time Guild Wars had a surprise patch or like a big secret thing like this. I don't know. Maybe the launch of POF and the introduction of the Griffins springs to mind a little. But let's see. Right now I'm totally in the dark. I have no idea how big or amazing this is. But all the messages I've seen suggest it's pretty big in scope. So let's just go through. I've grabbed some screenshots and I've tried to not like... Just like with the Elite Spec reveals, really, I've tried not to spoil myself what I'm really looking at. So, they say, a surprise Fractal Incursion with new rewards awaits you today, September 9th. And we get the some splash art, I guess. The Fractal Incursion. Now, that character in that art is quite an interesting one. I think is kind of a mainstay of the story, or is a part of this patch. That's the Mist Stranger. And some of you guys will be saying, wait, who's the Mist Stranger? What? My first thought might be to the Harbinger that you speak to in Fractals, right? That triggers, you know, the CMs. No, the Mist Stranger is a Harbinger-esque character that has been popping up since, what, the Icebreed Saga, I guess? So if we go to the Eye of the North, I might be able to find him there. Basically, what he usually does, sometimes he'll show up in like a Return to event, but he'll be like the guy. So over here, if you want to replay Dragonstorm... Oh, no, it's not replaying Dragonstorm. Somewhere nearby, he might be around, though. Basically, does he stand by the scrying pool? He'll let you, like, replay visions of the past. He'll say, ooh, visit me, and I'll teleport you back to the destruction of LA, or whatever. And they kind of hint that he's a mysterious guy, but they don't ever actually give any real lore, because he's just a service NPC, really. I'm not going through the game expecting him to get a big story. But I guess he gets one in this patch, maybe? I don't know. So, yeah, let's see what they say. The mists tremble... There you go. This is a quote from him. The mists tremble and warp as the impact of recent events permeates the beyond. The Astral Ward has named it a fractal incursion, as Tyria risks a deluge of malicious attacks from fractal recreations. I am calling for your aid to stabilize the disturbance via the Fractal of the Mist gate in Lion's Arch. Let us meet there and I'll explain how we can avert the crisis from the Mist Stranger. So, in Secrets of the Obscure, they introduced this thing where the wizards had, like, were observing these fractals, and then when the world spire fractured and everything, they got thrust into our reality, which is why you've got, like, this timeline where the commander died. You know, you've got Ancient Maguma here, you've got, like, a Golem Uprising version of End of Dragons. These were, like... Here, I'm trying to show you guys on the map here, drawing circles that you can't see. These were a part of Secrets of the Obscure that I actually really liked as far as the story was concerned, but got dropped really quickly. And all the post-patches through Nios, we never really saw anything about it. And this year, we didn't really see anything about it. So the idea that Arenanet are actually kind of going back to those kinds of incursions, I actually think is amazing. And I actually think is a really good idea. Now, the other thing that's happened is when I logged into Raid earlier, I did notice I had a mail. That's somebody asking to join the Spud Club, which, by the way, you're all welcome to do. If you're looking for a guild when it comes to the new expansion, Visions of Eternity, just throw me a mail in-game. There's instructions on how to join. My account name is Baradin3164, with 2 R's in Baradin. And, you know, you can join us. We have an EU branch and an NA branch. Anyway, this mail here, from the Mist Stranger. And this got my eyebrows raised. Fractal Incursion, Hero. And this is the same quote, I guess, I just saw on the blog post. And I get the fractal scroll, which allows me to just TP straight there. And I notice now, in-game, if I bring the minimap to the top, there's a shit ton of stuff going on here. Fractal Quick Play Beta? Oh my god, there's dialogue!
Are the background of Tyria. The world between worlds. and a realm of possibilities, both good and ill. From its chaos, an eruption looms. The state of Tyria's walls is not strong. Without defenders, there will be harm. I am calling such heroes to arms. By bringing actuality in these fractals, the erosion of possibility will subside.
I was looking for a fight. My muscles were starting to cool. Sign me up.
I see a familiar light in your spirit, hero. Many allies have joined me. Speak with them to gain their insight.
Wow, I can't believe it's voice acting. It's even got Commander voice acting. Commander dialogue. In cursive investigation. Work with the Mist Stranger to address a disturbance in the fractals of the Mist and earn a legendary reward. Well, look, we'll go back to the blog post and read that, because I'm sure it'll explain a bunch of this. But look, Frode is here? A new character I don't recognize? Wow. So yeah, it seriously is a real story. That's unbelievable to me. Really crazy. Okay, so yeah, I got the mail, and when you guys log in, you'll get the same. Let's move over here. Surprise! Today we're introducing a brand new bonus event called Fractal Incursions. Okay, so this is a bonus event along, sort of like the Return 2s, I guess. A Fractal Incursion that will run until October the 7th. Oh my god, so the majority of this month. This event is aimed at introducing new players to Fractals. That's a good idea. Obviously, encouraging casual and new players into the endgame formats is really important. They never push you there as a part of the main storyline, so a lot of people don't do it. Giving them that confidence is good. It will introduce new players to Fractals, and it will give Fractal veterans more rewards to seek. See, for years, if you got Fractal God and you had the backpack, there's nothing else really to do, really. I've always liked the idea of having a golden Fractal backpack or an abyssal one. Are they going to announce that? Including an incredible pair of legendary gloves. We also have some updates for our new PvP game mode push. What an afterthought that comes across. So, they're doing legendary armor, but just the gloves. That's interesting too. Wow, hold on. They announced like 4 legendaries for VOE, right? And now there's this extra pair of gloves coming in too. Oh, I wonder if the gloves are going to have like really good unsheaths. The mysterious Mist Stranger calls for your aid with a plan formed alongside the Astral Ward to calm the mists. Join them in LA to embark on an adventure into the Fractals and across Tyria. All of today's live content drops are free and accessible to all players regardless of expansion ownership. Let's dive in. Very nice. So you do not have to buy VOE, and you get to play it anyway. So what exactly are we doing in there? Is there a new Fractal? Surely there's not a new Fractal. Is it basically just... Okay, am I overblowing this? Is this basically just play through a lot of Fractals this month for bonus rewards? How is that different to just like a Fractal bonus week then? Okay, so then they gave us this screenshot. Now, this is pretty incredible. Join other players through the Quick Play Beta. This is mental. We have talked a lot, in recent years especially, about how good a matchmaker would be for Guild Wars 2. Even for me, I play a lot of this game. It is a pain that I can't just kind of log in and do some strikes or do some raids or whatever. You kind of have to wade through LFG, and if nobody's forming on LFG at the moment, it's kind of annoying. Having a matchmaker is so much better and nicer feeling in other MMOs. And it feels like Guild Wars 2 is missing that. But it's so difficult to do a matchmaker in this game because of the way the roles are assigned, and, different fights can ask for different things. So how do Arenanet do it? We did, of course, with Visions of Eternity Press, get that kind of cryptic message about a month or 2 ago, in which the devs said, hey, there's going to be updates to help players play together. And there was that idea. Is that matchmaking? I guess we're starting to see it then. It really is. And in fact, it's before even VOE comes out. They're not even selling this as a part of the expansion, which is really nice. And I think, when you look at stuff like the Wizard's Vault, we factored that into our value estimation of Secrets of the Obscure when maybe we shouldn't have. Here, it's not even coming out with the launch bit, so there's none of that muddiness, which is brilliant. Okay, so what have they actually got on the screenshot? Initiate scales, adept scales, expert master, in a drop-down. And then they've got 2 buttons. Find a Fractal Quick Play group beta. Entering Quick Play will match your team with other players automatically. Once a full team is found, you'll be sent to a random Quick Play mode Fractal. Just a single Fractal? Is it going to prioritize the dailies? Do I choose if I want to Quick Play Initiate, Adept, Expert, or Master? I guess so, right? Surely I pick my difficulty. And surely I'm not allowed to pick the higher ones without the AR. Also, it says advertise your group there, like it's a part of LFG. So let me just check this here. I really should just read the blog post, shouldn't I? But I can't help myself. Looking for group. If I go to Fractals. No, this still just says advertise your group like normal. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, this is really exciting, guys. This could be a whole new era for Guild Wars if they get this right. Think about it. Cleanly and casually, not so much with, I mean, Fractals too, but, you know, with raids and stuff too. Introducing the Quick Play Beta. This event introduces a new way to play Fractals called Quick Play Mode, which we're now beta testing with the community. Quick Play will automatically pair you with other adventurers and launch you into a curated list of Scale 1 Fractals. Only Scale 1? What, just because this is, you know, the test? You can use this new feature when you're solo, in a full group, or in a partial group, and Quick Play will do the rest. This is excellent. Do you know what I'm getting the impression? Now that they were, once they were finally free of world versus world restructuring, they're like server engineers and techs, right? And engine leads. They were finally free to do some of this stuff. Quick Play mode is accessed through the Fractal of the Mists. Initiate scales 1 to 25 section of the LFG panel. Oh, so it is on LFG. Or by clicking the red banner outside the Fractal portal in LA. The current set of Fractals available for Quick Play includes... Oh, it's not even all the Fractals. Okay. They got Aetherblade, Cliffside, Deepstone, Kinfall, Molten Boss, Molten Furnace, Snowblind, Uncat, Urban Battleground, and Volcanic. So a mix of new and old. Kind of. The Mist Stranger will also assist players during the Quick Play mode queue by helping to revive fallen adventurers and overcome environmental puzzles. For more information about this and some other changes to the Fractals themselves, please refer to the full release notes for today's update. That's funny because while I was setting this video up, those notes were not online, and that's a red link there as well, isn't it? So I guess, what, are Arenanet concerned that I'll get Quick Played into Cliffside? But it's like, we've all been there, presumably, where you go to Cliffside and someone can't do the jumps, or they keep getting blown off by the wind or whatever, and so it stalls for edges, and they're worried about that. They're worried about toxicity or friction between players, so the Mist Stranger just allows you to skip it. There's a whole can of worms with the discussion there. In a lot of ways, all of Guild Wars 2's design taps into this, like, okay, they're trying to make co-op gameplay as frictionless as possible, but at a certain point you sort of throw the baby out of the bathwater as far as the gameplay is concerned. So we'll see. What do they got here? Open world Fractal boss events. Oh my god, it's the Molten Firestorm guy from the Molten Boss, but he's in Diessa. No, he's in the Plains of Ashford, maybe? Or Diessa Plateau? What? Fractal bosses are out in the open world? Open world incursions. Okay, this is like the lore thing I talked about from Secrets of the Obscure. Enemies from the Fractals are spilling into the open world. You'll need to safeguard Tyria from the Mist creatures during these new events at the top of every hour in one of these zones. Snowdon, Diessa, Kessex, and Brisbane. Don't fret if you travel to the wrong zone, though. Portals will appear in the others to lead you to where the problem is. These events will award participants with achievement progress and a sampling of agony-resistant infusions to assist heroes in preparing for more challenging Fractals. Oh, a nice cheap way to get better infusions? Is that permanent AP? Are they permanently there, or is it just during this event, maybe? This is almost like a festival. Fractally amazing rewards. So they've got a trailer now. I've got that trailer loaded up. We're going to watch that in a second. Participating in this month-long event can earn you significant rewards. The Fractal Incursion Champion Achievement is only available during the event, and it will offer players 22 different reward tiers. The final reward of this achievement chain is the Legendary Weapon Starter Key Universal, which allows you to kickstart your progress towards any first-gen Legendary Weapon. Oh wow! So it's like a key that you'd buy off the vault, but you can pick anything out of it. Okay, so they want us to watch the trailer now, so I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go in game. I'm going to mute the sounds, the soothing sounds of Lion's Arch that we've been listening to, and let's boot the trailer. So I think this is coming in at 4K, and it might be a bit laggy and slow if I constantly pause. So I'm just going to play it and try not to talk too much. I'll give you my first impressions though as we do it. Icacia, the Mist Grasper. Oh, it's augmenting our weapons. And I guess that's different dies. Holy shit, look at this. And this is one of the bosses. Okay, that was a real quick trailer. Okay, so they're legendary gloves that when you equip them, the weapon gets a new shine. So you can combo them with different weapons. That's what I'm interpreting here. Let's pause it just on one of the moments if we can. God, it is really struggling. I really should have downloaded this at 720p. In fact, it's just totally frozen here. There, look at those crazy unsheathed. So there, that green on the end of that pistol, is that a pistol skin we recognize just already in the game? Or does it like come with the legendary in some way? Man. Maybe they'll go on to describe it here actually. So you can get any first gen legendary and you can work towards the gloves. Wow, they've really got a lot of... They really want you playing the game in the run-up to the expansion, right? They don't want you just tuning out. We're going to have Halloween overlapping with some of this too. Other rewards include a full set of rare equipment. Okay, that's not very exciting, Arenanet, but okay. Exotic armor, weapons, and accessories, including the new Guild Captain's Cape. A new Ascended accessory... with agony resistance? The Fractal Sheriff's Star. Hold on, do they mean agony resist baked into the accessory? Surely not. Surely they just mean it's got an infusion slot that's filled already. 2 bag slot expansions and a 20 slot bag. Hey, that's pretty good. Dude, bag expansions are one of those big things. You know, that feels very directed actually at new player experience. One of the main things. So there was a big thread over about FF14's new expansion, Dawn Trail, I was reading the other day, where a bunch of people were talking about things they didn't like about Guild Wars. In fact, there was an ex-Guild Wars 2 dev in that thread, which made it particularly interesting. We were talking about it in Discord. But one of the things that comes up over and over and over and over and again is people talk about Guild Wars 2's monetization, its gem store. They really hate the bag slot thing. So giving people bag slots without having to spend gems, that's pretty good. There's also a set of new achievements, new rewards that are permanent additions to the game. The Incursive Investigation achievements will guide you through the effort to stop the incursion attacks with a new section of the journey, unlocking each week over the first 3 weeks of the event. The final reward for completing these achievements is the legendary Icacia, the Mist Grasper gloves. These gloves allow you to project a magical aura around the tip of whichever weapon you're wielding. Oh my god. In the trailer they should have shown that with a legendary, right? The gloves and a legendary. Over time, you can earn all 3 armor weights of these gloves and a series of agony lens infusions that let you customize the color. I see, you don't dye the color, but you use infusions. That's very on theme, and I kind of like that as an idea. Lastly, check out the Wizard's Vault for some bonus objectives and new rewards, including 20 Lucent Crystal Vault bags, 3 Mystic Coin bags, a Lesser Essence of Gold, and an Infinite Omni Potion. So I did actually see that already, so if we go in-game... And this is the thing, this season, as far as the Wizard's Vault is concerned, has been going on for a while. So, like, if you look at the shop here for me... Oh, they've refreshed a lot of it, I guess. But huge amounts of this is all sold out. Sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. But I guess, you know, these are some new sinks for people. There's an Omni Potion here. I mean, I already have an Infinite Omni Potion that I have in one of these slots here. Ascended one. This is exotic, I guess. Anyway, that's really strong. That's crazy. For just 1,000? Wow. So yeah, they really want people logging in. They really want people playing. And that looks like a lot of incentives right there. I have 2 more screenshots. Oh yeah, and then there's this tack on Push, the PvP game mode, is launching today. That's the concept art, I believe, for the loading screen for the map. I don't know, I've not actually been in there. They say almost exactly a year ago today, we unveiled our plans to develop a new PvP mode alongside the community. After 3 betas, countless changes based on player feedback, new map art, new UI elements, we're finally launching Push out of beta into full release. PvP players can hop into the game right now and play Push. The game mode is here to stay. In our most recent beta, we collected some great feedback from you, and our team has implemented the following changes. They adjusted mortal contest and global healing reductions to reduce barrier support effectiveness. They changed the locations of secondary objectives and updated their interaction point art. The visual effects for the center objective have been updated to better fit the setting. Interactable teleports have been added to increase variety of map pathing. We've made some additional map adjustments, including the removal of ramps near the player spawn points to avoid pre-game griefing. While it's now live, we will keep monitoring feedback and making adjustments to the game mode as needed to ensure it's fun and competitive. Thanks for the assistance in making Push come to life, and we'll see you in the Sunjiang backstreets very soon. Yeah, that's the name of the map. Yeah, you guys who have been watching me will know I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of splitting the PvP community. I'm not a fan of just big grinding team fights and simplistic modes. I would much rather they look at Conquest and look at Stronghold and why they don't appeal, and keep the community focused. But for those who have been enjoying Push, and I guess some of them are out there, it's nice to see that that finished up, and it was over the year. So and regardless of whether I personally think Push is the right move or not, it's really heartening to see that PvP's had this focus, you know. And I hope that next year, World versus World likewise will get some focus. I know it's had world restructuring and stuff, but I mean more content focused. You know, talking about new maps, talking about changes to locations and stuff. That would be really cool. So there you go. So you get Push as well. Wow. So there you have it. Yeah, and that's a real surprise. Guys, I'm going to have a look now at off screen. I'm going to have a look at like what this actually feels like to play. Because I know what some of you guys are thinking, well, should we do it on stream? Should we run through this new achievement? So if I hit the Fractal Incursions, should we figure getting the legendary out? Do we do all of these? What's it like to fight the bosses in the open world? And a big part of me wants to do that. It just depends. Like, I'm not going to sit here doing a really long, grindy series where we're just kind of, you know, going through the motions. So I'll see what it's like to play. Give me your comments on whether you think this looks good or what you've learned about it. And we'll see what kind of content we make out of it, or whether we just focus on Oblivion as we go forwards, or what, before Visions of Eternity comes out. But yeah, that's really exciting, my god. And I can't wait to see the actual beta in action. The quick play. The thing is, it's only for T1 fractals, so it's not going to feel... So Fractal Quick Play allows you to be matched with a group to play with a random mission. Oh, there it is. Find a Fractal Quick Play group. If I click that, am I going to be straight into a fight? You're joining the Fractal Quick Play queue. When a group is found, you'll be sent directly to a Fractal. Have fun. Start matchmaking. Wow. Okay, guys, so look, there will be... Oh my god, look at this UI. It's ready. Guys, there's going to be an expanded version of this video over on the live tab. So if you want to see how this goes, check that out. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. Amazing. I love it when Arenanet surprises us and does things that, you know, we just didn't see coming. Very cool. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy. And I guess I'm going to go play a Fractal. Pretty amazing. See you next time. All right, I would leave that on the outro for longer, but I'm basically trolling and feeding here. so this hasn't done anything in terms of like comp, right? It hasn't given me an alacrity player, a quickness player, you know, any kind of support. It's just a bunch of random fucking people. We have a Scourge on 37,000 AP, but 0 agony. We have... I love that it put us in the new one, by the way. We have a Virtuoso, a Core Guard, and a Scrapper. All right, that looks okay there. Can I just say in chat, someone said no. Someone said PvP needed a brain off mode. So I'm happy for push. No, PvP didn't need a brain off mode. It already had Courtyard, all right? It already had the Rumble Pit. It already had Hot Joins. It already had Silver Queue and Gold Queue. It already has more than enough brain off applications of just running around there and fighting. Not to mention, you know, the little festival game types and stuff, which I know aren't really integrated. But still, seriously, I don't agree. I don't agree that it was a smart use of their time. I'm sorry. I can only speak so much to the topic though, because again I haven't really given it the time of the day, but that's my instinct on it. You've never done this fractal? Yeah, well, it's new. It's the new one, and you don't like doing fractals lately, do you? I've done this a grand total, guys, by the way, I have to be honest, of once on stream with you guys. About 2 months ago. That's the only time I've done it. There was no voice acting back then. I think there is now, right? We can put the dialogue up. So it's just fractals. I just click a button and it's just found me a group. So it's very bare bones.
Don't poison your bearkin against me.
Miss Stranger does stand there when Dragonstorm isn't on. Yeah, I thought he did. It was just the Dragonstorm was up, so it shifted the portal or whatever.
I understand your rage, your fear. I've mourned my own family, my brother.
So from Arenanet's perspective, what I assume this is they're just making sure the fundamentals work. They're not trying to pressure the system too much, so it's only T1s, where, you know, ultimately new players will be interested, but all the people grinding fractals regularly, they're not going to be doing this, so that's kind of an asset for now. I really, you know, looking back at that, actually, I was thinking on the blog post that they would announce... Sorry, I'm just listening to Jormag here. I thought that they would reveal like their long-term plans for it. You know, the genesis of the idea. Are they gonna think about comps, stuff like that? But there's none of those details.
We can build a world without loss.
Oh my god! As soon as I'm fucking playing this, we do have quickness and alacrity. We do actually have a composition here. So what do we think of that? Is that luck?
Don't say her name.
Hey, are you still with me?
Telegraph on that was pretty quick. Sorry, it's kind of hard to look at chat while I'm also trying to play reasonably. Oh my god, the double 24k there, that's pretty good. Oh, I got launched in the sky right when I hit F1, so Breaching Strike didn't land. That was brutal. I really don't know how to play this fractal. I'm deadly serious. I don't know what any of these fields mean or are doing. None of them. I didn't even really think about the build I was going to play here. Is this the final boss or just a mid-boss? Oh yeah, I remember this. This had the Janthir Wild Silken Weir story like integrated a bit more into the Icebreed Saga events. I do remember that now. I love this build, just accidentally destroying the break bars. Like I didn't consciously do any break bar damage there at all. We were hitting 40k there. Fractal stabilized. Remain in the party or leave. Leave party and return to previous map or exit the Lion's Arch. Oh my god, we got a shit ton of stuff.
There's someone else there with you?
No.
Scaling up. The thing is, I don't think that this is ever that good. If you're a new player, all you're doing in the early hours of Guild Wars 2 is getting ding 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 ding. You're like Hector Salamanca from Breaking Bad. And Better Call Saul, you know. Like, you just constantly getting pops. Are you going to know to really look at this and finish this off? Also, this is effectively a wall of text. Like, what do I do? Click the meta to get a sense of what I'm doing? I can't believe it. They're just straight up giving you a legendary. It's not even like a Mystic Forge thing. It's just... I mean, this is crazy. Cleave your foes with remnants of worlds that could not become real. Does the preview put the effect? I don't think it's working on the preview, right? Because I would expect to see something glowing on the Fractal Mason dagger there, but it's not. That's the weakest part for sure. It's confusing to navigate. And so, like, when it comes to building legendaries, like in Janthir Wilds and Secrets of the Obscure, I don't actually criticize that because it's only the super invested players anyway, and they're going to take the time to read. They're going to take the minute. But if the idea of this update is to appeal to people who have a more tenuous grip on the game, and you know, they're kind of 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out, you kind of don't want the massive walls of text for them, right? I'm happy there's new AP. Finally something to actually work towards. Alright, I'm going to click Leave Party and return to previous map. So I go to Lion's Arch. I see. So if I match made... It's a bit like when they opened up PvP matchmaking across the whole game. And I always remember being really excited about that. You know, like I can be in Fort Trinity. And I can hit PvP. And I can matchmake from here. Right? I guess I can do that in Fractals now as well. I don't like it integrated into this, the way that they've done it. Not festivals. I saw F and went clicking. So what's their plan here? We're going to get this button in all the categories? I assume they'll melt some of these categories down, right? So I talked about this at the start of the year. You probably don't need Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4, and every single fucking individual map. You can probably just say Living World, and then the subcategory is Season 1, and then this is Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. You can kill a ton of categories with that. But how would matchmaking, how would quick play, as they call it, work in some of those? I can envisage it for raids. Strikes will go away, because strikes are no longer going to exist. It's just going to be raids. So it will be... This button will be available in raids, probably. And this button will be available in fractals. Maybe dungeons too, unless they fold the dungeons into the fractals. Or vice versa. It would be amazing if they did that for, like, story journal shit. Wouldn't that be really cool? If I could go to, like, Path of Fire, right? And click Quick Play. And it dumps me in a story mission. Like, I'm now fighting Balthazar with a new player, right? That would be sick! Look, Arenanet have fucked up for literally about 10 years straight. In as much as they don't actually tune those story instances for co-op at all. So they're always trivialized to hell, right? I get it. But ignore that for a second. Push that to the side. Wouldn't that be amazing? But still, this isn't really how I imagined it. I did imagine it a bit more like how they did the PvP panel. You know, you click in, you see the timer. I'm sort of taking a risk here. You know, time queued, average queue. The voting thing is kind of cool too. Imagine if you could queue in for a dungeon. And you know that pie chart voting you get in PvP? That's amazing. I really think everything about it is great. Imagine if that came up, but your options are various dungeons, you know? Arar, Twilight Arbor, Cordicus, whatever. With a little icon that says, hey, here's the daily priority one. This is the priority raid. This is the priority fractals. You know, the daily fractals or whatever. There's so much they could do with this system. It feels like I'm in a fever dream or something, to be honest, that we're even talking about this. The fact that this is here. All right, let me look at chat. What do you guys think? Here you go. What do we think, everybody? Imagine queuing in before Traherne's death and spoiling them. Yeah, maybe the story thing doesn't work for a matchmaker because people would ruin it. But again, I think there's... With shit like that, right? Like, that's what I mean, like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. At a certain point, you have to acknowledge human beings are going to interact with one another, right? And trying to remove all opportunities for grief does sort of kill meaningful collaboration. When all collaboration is automatic, right? When there's no actual contributions or communication being asked for on any level, you may as well... I've always called it playing alone together, right? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really feel like anything. All you really get is your screen blown up by visual effects because there's a ton of people around you. That to me isn't really co-op, you know. Like my Dream MMO thing, I have constant votes and choices that players make together as a team. And, you know, you can say, oh, but someone might troll or grief. But, you know, like that it becomes about the systems surrounding players not doing that or punishing players for doing that, rather than killing the true idea of a cooperative experience, you know. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a bit rambly here. WP, look into the Wizard's Vault. Yeah, well, we did. I'll have a look. I did for a minute. Maybe did I miss some stuff? So we got the Infinite Mismor Omni Potion, an Essence of Gold, the Mystic Coin Vault Bag. So that's 10 Mystic Coins. So they just gave me 30 coins, is that right? Just for playing the game? They gave me 41 coins. I got 10, 12, and 12. I just got 41 coins. I just bought 10 stacks of coins the other day. It cost me like 3,000... No, it cost me like 4,000 gold. 4,500 gold, something like that. Buying 10 stacks of coins. I should have waited. It'd be cheaper now. What else have we got? The armor chest, the weapon chest. And these are very good for new players. I don't really see anything else. Am I missing something? In the objectives, maybe? Special? Holy shit, there's a lot more objectives. Complete Kinfall. Complete Incursive Investigation. First Recursion. Relic in the Mists. Third Recursion. Oh, and then do... Oh, that's cool. They ask you to do all the metas of JW, except the Board Queen. I like that. That's a nice little addition. That might not have come in today. That might have been there for the past few days. 41 coins is pretty good. You only got 36. Oh, there was RNG was there, and I got lucky? Nice. Imagine queuing up, getting the one before air dies. You tell the newbie right before the final cutscene. Bram ain't gonna like this one. It's funny. I always assume people aren't that into it. But Kerry was telling me about... I don't know her name. Maybe you guys know. There's a lady from like FF or something, I don't know, who's doing a full Guild Wars playthrough at the moment on Twitch. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? She's playing a Mesmer, and she's really into it. She's like super into it. She loves Traherne. Well, that was the last I heard, anyway. This is no different to a season change. Why does it sound like you begrudge them giving out free coins? Who? Me? I don't begrudge them at all. It's awesome. Zeppler, there you go. Yeah, apparently, so it's one of those things where, for me, I ended up having such high hopes of certain aspects of the storytelling. And then when it doesn't hit that bar, I get grumpy about it. But, you know, for someone just playing it through all at once, it's not too bad. Alright, let me scroll up a bit, because I was missing messages here. You need the infusions for the weapons to glow. Yeah, good to glow. Yeah, and I don't have that yet. You just had a rumor you can only have 5 people in your home instance. That has to be wrong, right? I don't know. I've never had more than 5. It's party-based, isn't it? Did you hear 3 legendaries? You're walking around looking for a snack? Yeah, indeed you did. Milk Bucket says, WP, there's an instance for this new story next to the LA Fractal Portal. So there's an actual story instance. There is. It's not just playing fractals. There's actual story here, is there? Should we play that? Let's have a look. I'm really excited. Let's see. She's unwatchable. Her reactions feel so fake. Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't... I'd rather, by the way, guys, you don't talk shit about other content creators in my chat. I always try to stamp it down if I ever see it. Particularly on Discord. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually seen any of it, I must be honest. Right, where's this instance? The Mist Stranger? Okay, let's talk about the fractal incursions. The incursion phenomena stems from the fraying of the boundary between Tyria and the Mists. Left alone, it presents a danger to this world. Fortunately, Tyria has many defenders to call upon. I have some questions. I don't claim to be all-knowing. There are some secrets I must keep, but I will answer as well as I can. Could you clarify how we're going to stop them? By combating the incursion effects interior and entering fractals themselves, you'll dampen a resonance in the mist. As instability can perpetuate itself, so too can stability. Right. On that topic, where can I go? The core task before us is to bring fractals to their completion state. Their completion state. Oh. I always enjoy being brought to mind. To rally Tyria's defenders to this goal, weekly bounties have been posted in Lion's Arch. Weekly bounties, okay. So I get fractaline dust. Just what are you anyway? I am of the mist. Regrettably, this limits my ability to act directly in Tyria's defense. But I ask for your understanding. As much as I'm able, I will support your progress in the fractals. Interesting. They're kind of playing with it. So I must admit, I did see someone saying, I think this is Raza. I mean, they're entities from the mist, not trying to kill us. But I don't know whether I'd go that far. You're the expert. Where should I focus first? The core task before us is to bring fractals to their completion state. Okay. So then Froda's here. Always a pleasure, Wayfinder. How can I help you? Let's talk about the incursion. I'll relay what I can from the ward investigators. In short, the fractals generated here in Lion's Arch have been destabilized by recent events. Both the Cryptis and the Janthir conflicts. Aha! Frode, you're offering me clarity. Okay, so what's our next step? In short, clear out as many fractals as we can as a sort of reset. Additionally, we need to protect Tyrians from incursions. That'll be my focus. Here's a list of hotspots. When trouble looms, you'll want to jump in quick with a waypoint network. So this ahead of time legwork is crucial. It's just telling me to learn more about the plan. Travel to key locations to prepare to join major meta events. Wow. So it's each of the starter maps. With the exception of... Who's missing out here? The Char? That's strange, because we saw the Char on one of the screenshots on the blog post. Shouldn't you be off on... what does the ward know about this mist stranger? They're a mist entity from outside Tyria, but they're as dedicated to it as you and I. Isgaran and the stranger had a non-interference pact of some kind. Really? But we're all getting along lately. Holy shit. Shouldn't you be off on vacation by now? Look who's talking. You're overdue for a relaxing beach trip yourself. Ho ho ho! Ho ho! Because that's what we're going to get, guys. Visions of Eternity in 2 months. But neither of us are the sort who can enjoy troubles, so let's get this one dealt with, then discuss time off. Okay, Freud, thank you. And who are you? I don't know I've met this person. It's a member of the consortium, I guess. It's probably a fractal representative that's like, whoopsie. Subdirector Ranu?
Salutations, Commander. I'm here to represent the consortium's obligations, cleaning up this fractal fracas. Just let me know what you need.
Sometimes on conditions apply. Okay, talk about the incursions. According to our reports, this incursion event is due numerous recent mist-adjacent upheavals. No blame intended. Our troubleshooters aren't enough, which is where you come in. I have some questions for the consortium. The consortium's largely unsecured databanks are at your disposal. What can I check for you? Could you explain how to stop the incursions? Normally our troubleshooter team keeps things in line. This time we need more manpower, and that's where you and this promotional effort come in. Cleared fractals are stable fractals. Well, so what do we do here in Tyria? Unfortunately, some consortium employees were caught in the incursion phenomenon when it started. We'd like you to recover their troubleshooter badges, and we'll compensate you for the work. Show me that achievement. Recover their badges. One's in Snowblind, one's in Volcanic, one's in Uncat. All classic fractals there. Okay. How are things going? How do you know? What do you know about the Mist Stranger? Oh my god, there's a lot of focus on the Stranger. I've got nothing there except that they make my ears twitch. Probably some demon from a fractal. But as the humans say, a friend in need is a friend to feed. Or something about wolves. Okay, guys, so over the last 3 to 4 weeks, in the evenings, at the end of the day, I've been playing a game called Abiotic Factor, and I finished it yesterday. I finished it. And that entire video game is this. This story that we're playing right here. That's what it is. Complete with the mysterious guy, like, oh my god. I don't want to spoil how that game ends, I guess. How are things going with the consortium? The consortium appreciates your interest in our endeavors. Rest assured, we are committed to a safe, legal vision of the mist tourism. As for me, sorry. Oh, I moved and now we're speaking to someone else accidentally. What? As for me, I don't know. I've been better. Want to clear some fractals? Oh, keep your head up. Someday it won't be all disasters, I hope. Okay, here's Bix. Here to help with the incursion, the Lion Guard have reserved a nearby tavern for meetings if you prefer a private setting to plan. Oh my god, are we going to get dialogue? Stop pinching your nose. Look, the only way to achieve a good Asuran voice effect is to pinch your nose. That's the only way. That's the real voice, yeah. Token trader, I have a high quality equipment here, earmarked for participants in the fractal operation. Okay, we have all these skins. Oh no, okay, so here's the guild captain's cape that they talked about. Oh, it's just like the guild cape. So we have the Spud Club icon on it. That book with the sun, that's the Spud icon. Whatever guild you guys have for your icons will be represented on there. They're always good fun. I had an old monkey roleplay character who had a big monkey on his back because I made the guild icon a monkey. Oh my god, look, and there's tormented stuff. Tormented stuff's badass. Wow. So this is like nice, cheap, easy way of doing it. That feels a bit razzery in a way. And then you get phalanx stuff. Celestial, exotic. You can have made a stat selectable. Dispatch, Fractal Incursion, Notes on the Stranger, Frode is here. Thanks for coming to the aid of Miss and Tyria, hero. I will assist in any way. The incursion phenomena stems from the fraying of the boundary between Tyria and the Mist. Left alone, it presents a danger to this world. Fortunately, Tyria has many defenders to call upon. I have some questions I think you can answer. I do not claim to be all-knowing. Could you clarify how we stop them? So a lot of this we've read, but there is some new stuff there. I am of the Mist. Regrettably, this limits my ability to act directly. Yeah, I think we read that. Okay. So is this going to be the same dialogue we actually already had? It is. It is. It is. But there's a brewer here now. Can I get a hearty ale? Fetch me your finest mead. Okay, we do have a book. The Note on the Mist Stranger. Oh, it's fairly lengthy. This is from First Archivist Cierly or whatever. I seem to remember her from one of the Lake Janthir Wilds patches. Wasn't she the one that talked to us about the Titans? After being called to collaborate on the Fractal Incursion cleanup, I spent time researching our enigmatic ally, the Mist Stranger. They have appeared to aid the Wayfinder in several instances, most notably the Mist disturbance involving Scarlet Briar's twisted marionette construct. However, it appears that a request from Isgarin himself has placed more detailed information at the highest level of secrecy. I will briefly enumerate the key points available. The Mist Stranger appears to be a unique entity born of the Mists, humanoid in appearance but alien in biology. They exhibit an extremely strong familiarity with a native environment, but their actions suggest they are primarily concerned with Tyria and that their goals are aligned with the Astral Wards. They consistently cultivate allies among Tyria's citizens and offer assistance rather than direct intervention. After careful consideration, the Astral Ward does not categorize this Mist's being as an intruder to Tyria. Theirs is a highly atypical case, and I can only speculate that the wizards have context I am not privy to that makes the stranger... Sorry, that marks the stranger as an unquestionable ally. Interesting. There's so much material here. It makes me wonder if Arenanet have a plan for them. And you know what? Razza does fit with all that. If you want it to be Razza, you can have it be Razza for now. I think nothing contradicts that. And it would explain some of their motivations, maybe. I was really hoping for a little bit of dialogue, you know. Maybe an old face would dip in. I don't understand the point of this instance. Oh, this is new. The ongoing Mist disturbance is known as... Because all these NPCs were already out there in the open world. They're threatening innocents. And Astral Ward members in the field should be aware and prepared, if selected, to take part in an intervention operation. Impact. Creatures originating from fractals are appearing from portals in a few Tyrian regions. They are maddened and hostile. Stave off attacks. Blah, blah, blah. Frode Wormsbearer. He's got such a cool name. Will be overseeing the task from Lion's Arch. in cooperation with the local agency in charge of the access portal and related VIPs. Oh, just because there's no players in the way? You think that's why they did it? Yeah, maybe. I always love it when you get the empty page here. It reminds me of taking exams, you know, and there's a blank page at the end and it just says, there is no information on this page. Which is a paradox, because that is information. Oh. Okay. All right. I was maybe yeah, people hype this up. I was maybe slightly overhyped on this. It seems to me there's a couple of bosses in the open world. Very Living World Season 1 style, which is cool. There's a matchmaking beta. I think Arenanet did this perfectly, you know. I think they did it perfectly. Shit, I shouldn't have done that sharpening service. That's taken away my superior thing. Plus 100 to all attributes. Sorry, plus 100 toughness when health is above 90, and plus 2%, oh, 2% to all attributes. Interesting. I think Arenanet did this perfectly. They did, because if they had announced it early, morons like me, you know, WoodenPotatoes would have gone, oh, they could do this and this and this and this and this, and then would have had a grumpy cat face once it came out. But this is just all new, all exciting, all bonus, isn't it? Very good. Dude, did he update the meta event thing by having text under the add-on? That's so good. Oh my god, that's so good. Unless that text was always there. So how can I participate in one of the first ones? What did it want me to do? Go to Shaymore? Go to Ratasum? WP, those NPCs, you can pay some pristines for 30 minutes for the whole instance. There's one for food too. An open world boss is in 5 minutes, by the way, if you want to catch it for the stream. Yeah, I do. BR Speeds, definitely. Well, how do we do that? Where do we do that? Jesus, it's 30 AP as well. Oh. I wonder how grindy this is going to be. Go to Brisbane Wildlands. Don't do it, says Mario. Zahid says it was overhyped. What's the add-on that's showing world boss timers like that on the world map? It's on Nexus. It's this one. It's called World Bosses. It's by Sognus1204. And if you get it, can you message that guy? Add him in-game and message him and tell him that you like it. Because he noticed it on my video and he said, I had no idea anybody even uses this. Thank you so much for using it. And he's a talented guy and he made an awesome thing. And people deserve some credit and feedback and encouragement. So send him if you do use it, send him a message. I've got 3 minutes. Go to Brisbane. Southmost waypoint. Oh, I see players. I see London. I see France. I see a bosses. Underpants. Is that how that goes? The boss usually melts very quickly because there's so many players. Wow, that sounds more like they messed up the scaling. Oh, look at this! That's an interesting visual. I haven't really seen that before. Kind of a cool color. I am going to turn off culling. Oh! Oh, guys. So the birdies have been whispering to me. Tweeting in my ear. By the way, anyone who sent me a message on Discord today about this, thank you very much. Because like I say, right as this patch came out, I had a raid that I was going to do today. And before the patch came out, I was rewatching Oppenheimer. Which is actually quite a weak movie in a lot of places, I think, that I hadn't realised the first time I watched it. Oh, but anyway, if you're on a GTX 40 series or 50 series card, okay? If you're with NVIDIA, if you're on the 4000 or the 5000, okay? They just released some new update, some new technology, okay? Something that your card is capable of, which allows you to use a form of frame gen. And I know that a lot of nerds are sneery about frame gen, alright? Give it a shot. Allows you to use frame gen in any old game. Including this one. including Guild Wars. And so I've been sent a showcase. There's a guy on YouTube. How the fuck did someone put Signet of the Locust on that already? Did you guys see that? He'd already eaten a Necro Signet, even though he's invulnerable. He must have been vulnerable for a second while spawning, and someone got their Signet on him. That is the only answer to that. Anyway, you can run it with Guild Wars. Someone's got like a YouTube video where he is... he's playing Guild Wars 2, max culling, in Zergs, and it's like fine. He's getting like really good frames. And it's working out. Now, I know some of those are fake frames, blah, 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 snobbery, snobbery, snobbery. But still, that looks sick. I can't do it because I'm a 30 series card. It's not possible for me. But check it out, guys. Try it. Let me know how it goes for you. Because I'm very interested in that. And I'm quite jealous of people that can do that. Because that's always been the dream with Guild Wars, you know. To do these Zergs with no culling. You want a 1080 Ti. Look, I believe buying hardware and having it last a long time, don't get me wrong, but I do think a 1080 is getting a bit out of date now. But 1080 Ti was like the ultimate card, right? Really, for value for money. Bang for buck on a 1080. No frame gen shall populate my screen. I mean, yeah, look. I get it. Some people don't think it's real or whatever. There you go. Okay, so we killed the Molten Firestorm. He didn't get to do any of his animations. He didn't hurt us. It wasn't very satisfying because the numbers were low because we're in an early scaled thing. But there you have it. All right. We did it. Okay. I think that's it for today's video, guys. The incursion accessory, the armor token. Jesus Christ, look at that. Yeah, the 22 tiers. There's the Sheriff's Star. It is just, it has a slot. It's not got Infused Agony baked in. The 1080 is no longer supported by NVIDIA. Oh, they don't even do driver updates for it. Well, I know that like the 2000 series were the last 3D capable cards before that died, which is such a shame. Guys, in another timeline, people figured that shit out, and trust me, we'd have a lot more exciting things going on than just fucking frame gen and stuff. 3D is so good. When it comes back, guys, mark my words, put an alarm on your phones every year. WP predicts. People like to say 3D just is a fad that comes and goes because it's happened a few times. I promise, next time it happens, the technology will be ready. Like, one of the things that killed it was too dark because you lost so much brightness with the glasses as they shuttered. But, you know, like, monitor nits are so much higher now. Rigs are generally so much better for rendering stereo. When it comes back, and it will, it's going to be a fucking killer. Anyway, the 2000s were the last ones they supported for that. 3D exists, it's called VR. No, I'm talking about 2D. Sorry, I'm talking about monitor-based 3D screen. You got to consider as well, in the last time it came up, you know, there was all this conversation about viewing angles and couch co-op and all that shit's been dying anyway. When it comes to people using their phones and stuff. It's all single viewport stuff anyway. Anyway. Smooth motion works great for Guild Wars 2. Max settings are pretty much always 60 or above. The only exception was a Convergence 50-man Sorrow when she does the purple electric floor. There you go. There's a testimony from someone in chat right here, right now. Terox GL. What a legend. I know, by the way, became a member and said, Miss Stranger hype, yes or no? Kind of hyped. I don't know. There needs to be a bit more tangible to him for me to be really, you know, geeky about the story. Any plans for story speculation about VOE? I don't have any, like, essays or anything planned. No. I mean, I suppose we could... I'll think about it. Like, we could do something. You know, likely topics that might come up. All right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you're having a good day. This was a bit, you know, a bit on the shorter side, a bit impromptu. I'm going to spin that video section onto its own video and put that up before the night's over. And, yeah, I'll keep you guys in the loop. I'll play this a bit and see how it feels. And, you know, we might do a little bit more on it. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. You honestly thought this was a great patch? You guess I got overhyped? No, I don't. What's the... Am I giving people the impression I dislike this? This is awesome. I've said multiple times. I think this is really good. It's for a minute there, I thought it was like a story patch. That's the only thing that I think I'd been slightly led astray. I thought we were, you know... I thought it was like not a full-on patch, but like at least an instance. I thought it was going to be like a new fractal almost. You know, that's kind of the impression I got. So in that respect, okay, fine, the patch isn't that, but that doesn't mean I dislike the patch. I think the patch is excellent. You think the fact I drew Kinfall makes me miss some of the implications of the mode where they're doing some sort of baby mode, which you approve of? Yeah, where the Mist Stranger helps you through some of the like the jumping puzzly bits, yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Nice little news update indeed. See you next time.